proud to announce the Apex integration with SimpleKey Web. Now you're going to get double the data.
In the past, we've always been able to look at the fob usage and see people coming and going. But with the integration, we can now look at the door entry system and what's actually happening in a block of flats.
It will tell you if the flat's been called but it hasn't been answered. It will tell you if it has been answered but the door is not released, or if it has been answered and then the door has been released. It'll also tell you that, as well as correlating that with fob activity, which is a lot more complex than any other system can do.